Big Tim the Great. Listen, man, early morning drive, man. I just wanted to rant and chop it up with y'all. Check this out, right? Most women will hold you back from your full potential. That's no exaggeration. You know what I mean? That's real talk. You feel me? Most of these chicks have dealt with quote unquote bad boys. Now, I'm not playing the bad boy, good guy role because I'm neither of those. I'm like somewhere in between. You know, I could be devilish when it's necessary, you know, and I could be a good guy when it's necessary. You know, I don't claim to be part of the good guys. I don't even know what a good guy is. You know, good guys get crushed. You know, good guys get stepped on in real life. So I don't know what that means, right? So I'm somewhere in between. So I won't even play that role. But once she's dated the quote-unquote bad guy, and you know what I mean by bad guy, the nigga that has a million responsibilities but doesn't take care of any of them. You know what I mean? The dude that doesn't even pursue any goal or dream. He just want to be the top street dude, the top trapper. You know what I mean? He just want to be known for degenerate shit. You know what I mean? In and out of jail. Oh yeah, I got locked up there. I did 2 years there. I did 3. Once a nigga start talking that jail talk, I'm pretty much out of there, bro. I don't want to talk no jail talk, bro. I don't get locked up. That's for peasants like you. I don't get locked up. I'm not saying my hands are clean, but I'm just saying I don't get locked up. You know what I mean? Everybody did something in their life, right? That's why I'm not, back to the beginning. I don't play that good guy, bad guy role. I believe everybody got something bad in them. Pause. Right? I believe everybody got some evilish ways in them. Right? Now, back to the 304 though, right? You cannot take her serious if she's already played the streets and dealt with the worst of the worst type of guys, which I just previously described. A dude with no future. She crying to you, oh yeah, my ex, he stole money from me, he stole this from me, he stole... Bro, you cannot deal with her as much as you may feel sorry for her. You know what I mean? And you like, wow, they really putting you through it. You know what I mean? You really going through all this. Oh, no, you don't deserve that. As much as you want to feel like that, here's the truth. When she looked at him, listen, man, I'm a good judge of character, right? I could look at a 304 and be like, this is a 304. No ifs, ands, or buts. I could look at her and say, this is a 304, man, right? So I'm pretty sure women with all this quote-unquote intuition and all this, and she knows it all, and she knows when you're cheating, and she knows she got a crystal ball, and she knows everything, because women are just all-knowing. They're just like mystical beings, like, and all this good ish that they like to talk. You couldn't see that he was a bum? I bet you line up 10 dudes and they look at the same dude that you should date and they could all come to the same conclusion. But you can't. But women are all knowing and intuition and all this good stuff, right? Yeah, okay. So, back to the topic, right? When she's dating some of these dudes, they're gonna leave her with severe scars that will stay with her whole dating career. And it's a career, yes, because she's gonna go from guy to, like dudes, like dudes request trades off of NBA teams. It's a career, yeah. She's gonna request a trade. When she gonna meet a new dude at the gym or at the mall, or when she's hanging out with her 3 or 4 friends, she gonna request a trade. She gonna come up to you and say, yeah, it's not working out. Yeah, I had a good time, but I think we just, I want to pursue something different. It's been a change of plans. I just don't want to do this anymore. But when she come up to you with that, yeah, she's requesting a trade, dude. Because don't ever think she's going to leave you and become a free agent. That's not what goes on. Women are emotionally weak. I'm sorry. They're weak. You know what I mean? They cannot be by themselves no matter what. There's no such thing as a single female. That shit all cap, man. There's no such thing as a single female. Every single female is laying up with some dudes and getting her back blown out and going out to lunch and hanging out and texting and calling. If she's hetero, yeah, she's for sure calling, texting, FaceTiming some dudes every night. She may not even be interested in the guy, but guess what? She needs that emotional support. She needs to feel validated, you know? She wants to feel wanted. You know, they say everybody likes to feel wanted. And I would say most people, I don't care about that. I'm like, nigga, I don't got no emotions towards that. I feel nothing, right? I don't care if a chick, just like I don't need to be complimented. I already know I'm the shit. I don't need no female to come tell me I'm looking like this or I'm this. I don't care. Cause I already told myself that in the morning when I got up. I don't need no female to tell me that anything, to compliment me anything. I already know. You just telling me something I already know. Right? But she needs it. So there's always a dude around. But yeah, she's gonna get these scars. That's gonna stay with her forever. He hit me with a 2-piece, 3-piece. Listen, I'm starting a Patreon. I decided Patreon is the way to go. The reason why is because there's certain topics I want to speak on that I can't speak on YouTube. I know for a fact the channels, the videos are gonna get flagged. They're gonna go through something. I might get strikes on my channel. I want to create content that's very engaging, right? Without having to worry about these copyright restrictions and this BS. I could give you dudes the best content you'll ever see, but it has to be off of YouTube. Because YouTube would not monetize this channel. This channel's not even monetized yet, but I would like it to be monetized at some point. But I know for a fact with the content I want to put out, it won't work. So I'm going to start a Patreon. I'm going to start putting the link in the comments. You know, and we're going to do it like that. And it's going to be the same name as my channel name, BigTimTheGreat. And you can subscribe. I have a tier where you can have conversations if you having relationship problems and you want to contact a real player, man. A real player, man. Because a lot of these dudes that you want to get consultations from and all that and want to speak to about your issues, guess what? They got baby mamas, right? They've been divorced. They got girlfriends. They got wives. These dudes they not really the savage that they claim to be. I'm everything I claim to be and more. Never had kids. Never got burned. Never caught no STDs. Never had to take no antibiotics for nothing. I know how to play these 304s, man. I know how to act accordingly with them. Oh, you're a 304? Okay, bet then. That's how we gonna do it then. I'm not the one that's gonna meet a 304 and start treating her like she respectable. Cause that's the thing about these females too, right? A lot of these females every female wants to be respected, whether she's a 304 or not. How does that make sense? And they're constantly degrading men. Constantly. You walk around this motherfucker with your pants hanging off your cheeks. Pause. No diddy. Right? Do you think anybody's gonna respect you? Do you think she's gonna respect you? But she's gonna walk around with her cheeks hanging out and she wants you to respect her. Because a woman's body is art. And it should be seen. And a man's body should be covered up. Right? And all the BS and the thought rituals and sayings that they like to say, like, these people are mentally off. And it's not all women, it's just most of them. It's most of them. And the ones that are good, at some point they're gonna get lured in by the evil. You know, the evil forces is gonna become too great. And it's gonna take over their mind, body, and soul. And they might be good for 40 straight years. On their 40th birthday, when they feel like they running out of time, oh yeah, they gonna start going crazy. Just like one of the Tia and Tamara sisters. She never had no 304 reputation. But guess what? She want one now. She feel like she's getting too old and she's gonna pass by that chance to be a 304. No, she gonna take that opportunity. Right? It's just like a Megan Good. She been a 304 her whole life. She decided to change her life and marry a preacher, and she realized, I'm faking it. I can't do this. Let me just be real with myself. Let me just get back on the dating scene and get my back blown out by a nigga that was bunny hopping for years. Anybody can see that's not no real relationship. But guess what? She's not going to waste her life being some type of housewife when she know she could have the thrill of her life being a 304. She getting tossed up by 3 niggas per week. How many dudes want to hit Megan Good even still? Just as like a bucket list thing. Just like I always like Megan Good. Oh, she trying to give me some cheeks, let me take it. But these females are swearing like dudes is looking at them any other way. No, we're just looking at you like a 304. That's it. That's it. We're not looking at you any other way, like as if you're some prize or a catch. No, you're another 304. Another female that's happy to bust it open for a nigga. Yeah. And niggas will take it. Niggas ain't gonna pass it up. Don't think a nigga gonna pass it up. Now, crack open my iced coffee, man. Niggas is playing out here, man. Shit hitting. Now look. Once she's damaged, there's nothing you could do. Even if you feel sorry for her, there's nothing you could do. She's gonna terrorize you. She's gonna make your life a living hell. Everything you do is gonna remind her about another dude. Oh yeah, I remember when he said he was going out and he was hitting those other chicks. Oh no, you gonna cheat on me? Yeah. You say you want to go out, she want to argue. I'm a real nigga. You think I got time for that? Maybe y'all niggas got time for that. I don't got time for that, bro. I'll leave her right where she stay. You can always tell when a chick is so damaged emotionally because she has all these insecurities. You go out is a problem. You go out, a lot of these 304s nowadays, if you tell her, yeah, I'm about to go out tonight, she's going to say, yeah, I'm going out too. Right or wrong. She going to say, I'm going out too. Yeah, I'm going to call up my friends, I'm going to go out. You say you want to go take a trip somewhere, she like, oh yeah, I'm going to go take a trip somewhere too with my friends. She becomes petty. It becomes like a tit for tat thing. Everything is about you potentially cheating. Her whole life is about stopping you from cheating. Why? Because you've been cheated on 1,000,000 times. In my opinion, a female like this is not on your level. She's already showing you her true colors. She's been ran through and severely damaged. And this is the problem with the world. These females want to tell other females, yeah, get out there, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anything, if a man could do it, yeah. But you could go through all the cheating ass 304s and you could still maintain your sanity. You could still be sane. I be dealing with females casually and they tell me some BS, yeah, I'm going out with my friends tonight to the bar club. I shrug, I don't care. I already know you cheating, ho. But guess what? I got other chicks, so I don't really care what you doing. But don't, just because I don't react in that way and be like, oh no, you going out with your friends? I don't think that you cheating. I know you cheating, ho. But I'm just not gonna throw that on you and start some type of argument or something. Cause you know, listen, these females like to argue, man. They love to argue. These females love to argue. This is one of their skills. Do not get into any arguments with a female. Because now you playing her game. You can't win her game. They say men talk half as much as women. She could go all night. She'll argue all night. You'll stop, she'll keep going. You'll stop, she'll keep going. You gotta hang the phone up on her like, huh? Click. Ain't nobody doing all that. Gonna sit here arguing with you. Well, I'm a grown ass man. Why I look like arguing with you? But everything you do is gonna be a problem when she's ran through. Everything. You're literally gonna be in prison. You're literally turning yourself back into a child and living at your mother's crib. You turn it into like an 8 or 9 year old where you gotta announce everywhere you're going and tell her everything you're doing, and then be okay with her calling you while you out and about. Some of you dudes is lames, bro. I see dudes go through this all the time, bro. You can't do nothing without her calling you multiple times. I don't know about y'all niggas, but I'm an introvert. Hey, and on the other hand, check out my video, man. Introvert life. Why being an introvert is better than being an extrovert. But I'm an introvert. I don't need no female around me 24/7. As toxic and as crazy as these females are, I do not want them around me 24/7. That's crazy. Do you know how much of a headache a female is to an introvert? She talks twice as much. An introvert probably talks a quarter of what a normal female would talk. To most females, I'm boring. To most females, I am boring. My life is boring. My lifestyle is boring. Because I only do things that make me happy. If I don't have plans of doing something for the day, I'm not running around on the streets. It's the female that always want to do stuff. Oh, let's go to this spot. Oh, I seen this spot on TikTok. Yo, get away from me. I tell the bitch, get away from me. You talking about you seen something on TikTok. Get the hell from around me, man. Like I'm supposed to drive 10 miles to go to some TikTok. Come on, my nigga. What? Your life becomes a living hell. I don't want this chick around me, even if she wasn't. I don't want a chick around me all the time, even if she wasn't damaged. Now, if she's damaged, bruh, that's when you gotta, nigga, if you find yourself in a position like this and you living with a broad and you feel like your life is a living hell, she stress you out every day, she talk too much, ghost her. Pack your bags when she's gone and leave. Nigga, move out the country. Leave, nigga. I don't care how grimy that is. I don't care how you... Cause listen. A lot of these toxic females that act like this, they're the ones that's gonna try to destroy you when you leave them. They're the ones that's gonna turn... You're gonna be like, how did a chick that claims she loved me so much act so evil after I leave her? Because she was always evil. A chick that's so damaged like this is only gonna get with a guy she feel like she could control. That's why a lot of these chicks get with broke dudes and homeless dudes and stuff like that. Cause the last dude, he was popping. He probably had a lot of followers on IG and Facebook and all that. A lot of likes, a lot of females commenting. He had some money, he got fresh. And he dogged her out. So guess what the next type of guy she gonna go for? A broke dude, a dude that don't got nearly as much, a dude she could control. That's what she gonna go for. AKA you, the nigga with no life. You know, that's why a chick get around me. I'm an introvert. I stay home all the time until I have something to do. And she thinks she gonna come over here and try to, you know what I mean? Oh, I found me one. You didn't find you shit. Bitch, the only reason why I'm staying home is because I'm putting in work at the crib. When it's time to move and shake, I'm moving and shaking. And when you got a problem with it, you can eat it. Hey, you feel me? You can eat a pickle. Ho? I'm not playing like that. You feel me? Like, I'm not letting no chick try to put me on the leash. These suck-ass dudes got to pick up all these calls. You don't pick up one call, she want to argue. Everything's an argument. Everything's an argument. What type of life is that, man? How are you a grown man and you revert to being a child again? Well, you got to check in with a lady. I can't believe you niggas would even allow yourself to fall back into that lifestyle. To have to check in, you got to tell a lady. I remember Bernie Mac used to make jokes about this, like, tell his wife you ain't going. He got a stand-up where he's like telling us, like, he wanted to go out one night. His wife didn't want him to go out one night. So he's like, I'm going out. He go out, she come back. She don't talk to him for a week. You know what I mean? And all that, they passing by each other, not touching each other and all this. Till he finally hit her. And then she come back and she try, oh, why you do that, man? That's my nigga. Bernie Mac, that's my nigga. But that's not the life I'm trying to live, bro. Like, that's crazy. That's like actually insane, bro. When you actually understand the nature of a man, right? Men like to run wild. We are like wild dogs, man. We have to run around the whole forest. We have to do all of that before we even think about going back home. You got to exert all the energy in your body before you like, all right, I'm tired. I'm going home now. Which is to say, you have to handle everything you have to handle. Sometimes that's why, like, dudes in the hood, they just hang on the block. Men just like to be outside. We just like to be outdoors. And a lot of time when we outdoors, it's almost like meditate. It's like a relaxing thing. Like to just be, even though in some neighborhoods you ducking and dodging bullets, it's just a relaxing thing to just be outside. And not have a whining ass, high-pitched voice in your ear. You don't want to hear that when you outside, bro. You don't want to hear none of that. When you coming home? You don't want to hear none of that. When you outside, right or wrong. When you want to go take a road trip or something, you just outside. You one with nature. You by yourself, bro. You driving through the mountains. You driving. It's quiet. It's so quiet that you driving on the road and your mind blanks out. Your mind blanks out. You start daydreaming. You going 75 miles per hour. You're not even on the road no more. Your mind is like in a whole different... Yo, your shit is gone, bro. It's like you're not even awake. Then you snap back into it and you still driving. And you driving safely. Your mind just went on autopilot. Your brain just went somewhere else, bro. Right? I know it's happened to you if you took long drives. A female will disrupt all of that. And you know what you actually doing? When you go on autopilot, you're visualizing, you're creating. You're creating your reality. Your reality comes through your thoughts and your mind. and what you vibrate into the atmosphere, bro. That's how you create your reality. That's how you stay in good health. That's how you accumulate wealth. That's how you succeed in life. Through thoughts. Don't you realize everybody who thinks negative all the time have negative results? They have a negative ass life. Their life is full of turmoil and problems and always the wants and needs of wanting more money. You need a place to stay. You're going to stay in that cycle forever because your mind is all negative thoughts. You're going to perish. You're going to lose. You're never going to succeed. Because that's not how success is created. Right? But women disrupt all of that. They want all of your time. They want it all. And I don't know about y'all, but I got bigger goals than to be someone's husband, than to be shackled up in a house, you know? I got bigger goals. See, I want to escape this thing that we live in, this matrix, where all the women are 304s, where you gotta watch for all these racists. You gotta watch for your own people at times, right? My goal is to travel the world and live a stress-free lifestyle. You can't live that lifestyle bringing an agent of the matrix. See, the female is one with the world, the current state of America. These American women, they represent everything wrong with the country. They're vanity driven. They're feminists. They believe they're above a man. They want to dominate a man. They want to put a man on a leash. They want to put a leash around your neck. You know, that's what a long-term relationship / marriage is. A female literally standing there and she got you on all fours with a leash on you. Because that's her end goal, to emasculate you. Right? To make you her little pet. To bring you around her friends and her family. Hey, look, this is my man. And then all the ladies like, oh yeah, hi. Knowing that she's probably dominating you. Right? Because they know her personality. Listen, when they know this chick is known for having a short temper and this, that, and the third, and that type of chick brings a guy around, she already knows what type of BS the guy's going through. But they'll smile in your face. They won't tell you, no, you should leave. They'll just smile in your face, knowing that you're going to be a victim. Because she's a monster. See, most of these women, they're seeking to destroy a man. All that masculinity that makes you a man and a leader, and you know, you don't allow people to talk any type of way to you. She want to strip all of that away from you slowly. That's why she'll give you these shit tests over and over and over, and she'll break that armor down to the point where you just tolerate anything. Now she turns you into her little pet. And what happens to a lot of guys is it becomes a complete reversal of roles. So she's telling you not to go out. Oh, I got a problem with you going out of town, out of the country. And then she turns around and goes out of town and out of the country and this, that, and the third. You don't want to end up in that position. That's a very depressing position. But back to my goals and my dreams, right? My dream is to eventually only live part-time in America. I don't want to stay here. There's nothing here, man. You know, I'm just being honest. I done left the country a couple times, and the quality of life is much better in other places. All this hustle and bustle of working and having to hustle and, it's all about money. No, I don't value the dollar that much. It's essential for survival, but I don't value the dollar that much. I'm not a vanity-driven person. I don't need the newest, hottest car. I could afford a better car than I have now. Easily, I could go right now as we speak and go get me some 2025-ish. I don't want it. How would that serve me? What, to attract a 304? Listen, once you realize that everything you're doing is to attract a 304, you kind of like shift your focus, man. Oh, you want those new Jordans? Why you want those new Jordans? Because you think the girls will like them, right? You think you'll look cool and then you'll be able to get more girls, right? Come on, dude. You got to start living for you. What makes you happy? 9 times out of 10, the dude that drives that kind of car and wears those type of clothes, if he had thought to himself, what makes me happy, he probably wouldn't have bought it. Most things a guy does is for women. A dude would sit in a tattoo shop and let a dude put ink in his skin just because he thinks girls will like it. He'll sit there and he'll tolerate that little pain and do all that because he thinks girls will like it. He'll grow his hair out because he thinks girls like it. Men need to start living for themselves. There is no use of living for these birds. Listen, dating in America is over. These relationships are over. Your best bet is to get married and end up in a Will Smith position. That's your best bet in America. To end up in a position where your wife is just constantly cheating on you. And then you just the simp that don't want to get divorced, so you just stay. Like that's your best bet. You're not going to get anything better than that. Because she will cheat on you. I don't care what type of guy you are. And don't think because you have this quality and this quality, or you over 6 feet. Listen, BigTimTheGreat is 6 feet tall. Actually, last time I was measured, I was 6 feet and half an inch. BigTimTheGreat is over 6 feet tall. I'm about 200 pounds in shape, right? We ain't gonna talk about the other thing, but I'm not lacking in no department, right? So if I have problems retaining women, none of this matters. None of it matters. If you the big guy in bed, if you the big guy, she'll go cheat with her ex who was smaller than you just because she has an emotional connection with that guy. She will always cheat. You just gotta understand that. Once she realizes that you are firm and you stand on morals and principles, she'll see that as strict. And she'll want to run. The modern female will want to run from you. If you have morals and principles about yourself and you stand on something, the modern female will run from you. She will not stick around. She'll try to do everything to spite you because she despises how you think. Women gotta be this way, that. She despises that because she grew up in an environment where women could do whatever they want to do, and her moms and her grandma tell her, yeah, live your best life, and you use these men, have them sponsor you and give you money and this, that, and third. Like, this is their moms and their grandmas telling them that. I remember I dated this one chick and we were talking and her mom interjected and said, yeah, it's all right if she has other guys that give her money. I'm in shock. I'm still in my 20s. I'm like, what? And then she doubled down. Yeah, it's okay if she has other. Listen, what y'all not understanding is, majority of these chicks, their parents are 304s. Their grandparents are 30. Listen, we like to talk about modern women and how bad it is now, right? But let's take a step back. Wasn't there always like a milkman joke? I remember Michael Jordan was on a show. It might have been Letterman or something. And he made that joke because he was talking about his height and how everybody was 5'6", 5'7". And he was like, I ended up 6'6". It must have been a milkman. So that's always been a thing. The poor boy, the milkman, and anybody who's around, any male that's around when the husband's not around, it was always joked about that the wife could be sleeping with the dude. Always. Why is that? Women were never what we thought they was. There was always sneaky liars. You know what I mean? Mischievous. Listen, they've always been doing shit. Always, from the beginning of time, from Eve. You gotta think. God told him not to do something, and a female took it upon herself to break God's law. You can eat off any of these other trees, just not this one. And she still disobeyed. And for the non-believers, you could look at the story in a different way. Okay, let's say a man wrote the book, if that's what you believe in, right? Well, the person who wrote that book that long ago, even he knew female nature. Even he knew that women will obey a man's law or just authority, right? She will always go against authority. For whatever reason, she has a very demonic spirit to her. The minute she feels like, oh, he think he doing something, now she gonna want to do something sneaky to get back at you, because they know they can't physically dominate you. But if we were in a world where women were just as strong as us, this would be a very violent world. Because you could tell by their actions. If they could physically get at us, they would at every chance. Honestly. But how they get at us in this world, with their physical capabilities, is they'll just get to us in an emotion. They'll try to hit you in the feelings. They'll try to do some BS to really make you hurt. Women enjoy seeing a man cry and break down, especially a man that stood on morals and principles. For a man who thought he was running something to find out a baby's not his, that brings joy to a demonic female. And most of them are demonic. Most of them are evil by nature. You have to understand this. It brings them joy. Have you ever noticed, if you ever caught a female cheating, she will almost it's like she's trying to hold in a laugh. Like she makes this face and it's like she wants to smile, like just seeing you bug out, damn, you just here. And then you can see a slight smirk on her face. This is how they get to us. They can't physically do something to us, so they get us in that way. And then we could speak on having children and how having children is almost like a guaranteed broken home. It's almost a guaranteed. It will be a broken home. There's nothing you could do in this current climate to try to keep a family together or start a family and it goes successful. Have you ever heard on social media how these chicks talk about the man that they had kids with? I've seen post after post, right? Where these bros, they'll talk about the man they had kids with as if they're disgusted by him. Ew, my baby father, he was trying to talk to me again. He was trying to sleep with me. What? It's almost like as soon as you have kids with them, they just don't want you anymore. We seen that with Keke Palmer. We seen that with DDG, man. We seen that time and time again. You seen it in real life, man. How many people you knew who, after the baby mother just started wilding out and didn't want to be with him no more? And I spoke to a female. I was done with this one female. The only female I ever dealt with that had a kid. That's when I knew, like, this ain't for me, man. And she would tell me, like, during her pregnancy, I believe her baby father passed away. Yeah, her baby father passed away. He either got smoked or he got into a car accident. I forgot what she told me, right? But she told me, like, even during the pregnancy, she would call him and be like, yeah, this ain't your baby. Like, no, this is my baby. And it's almost like women become insane the minute you put a baby in them. The person you got pregnant is not going to be the person that's there after the pregnancy. It's not the same person. They transform into some other BS. You will get harsh, hostile treatment. That's why dudes continue to get tricked. But you see, me, I already got the game to know that things would change beforehand to even prevent me from even doing that. Right? Once you had the baby with her, listen, once she has that little bit of control, where she's like, okay, like back to what I just said, right? Since they can't do nothing physically to you, they want to get at you in other ways. So the minute she has even a slither of power over you, listen, women are very irresponsible when it comes to having power, right? Very, very. That's why you have to leave them. You got to put one foot back of their neck, other foot crack of their, right? Because any little slither of power, she abuses, she takes to the max, right? That's why you don't live with them. Any little disagreement, she's going to threaten to kick you out. Any disagreement, right? It could be something simple. You have a baby with a chick, now she has ultimate leverage over you. She could put you on child support. She could take the baby and run off to another state. I know a dude who had like 4 or 5 kids with a chick. She had them babies back to back, to back to back, and then ran off to a different state. After like four kids, she just ran to a different state with all the kids. She was with the dude for like 10 years, man. See, you have to realize who they are, right? And they're impossible to deal with. Don't think you will be able to talk to them a certain. No, they're just demonic and they're insane. What the words that's coming out your mouth, it's not registering to her. She sees red. She sees red when she sees you. It's all about seek and destroy. How can I hurt this man? I don't know why it's like that, but it just is, right? This is why I don't have any kids. I can't give no chick that type of power over me. And then I worked with certain dudes, right? And hearing them say, yeah, before I even get my check, half of it goes to child support and alimony. A quarter of it go to child support. Before I even touch this money, the money's already gone. Can you imagine living like that? And then if you don't work, they throw you in jail and in prison for non-payment? Like, why would someone do that to you? I understand one thing if you didn't want to take care of your kids, but I knew these guys. These guys are making 6 figures. These guys were taking care of their kids. It's just she wants more than what you giving her. And she's going to go to the system and try to get the maximum amount. And every few years, she's going to try to get it boosted up. You know the game, man. I know the game, man. It's cold out here. You know? Back to what I said. The way they talk about their baby fathers, it's like they're disgusted by them. But you was with him for all them years and you let him blast off multiple times. But all of a sudden, you don't like him no more? He's just disgusting. He's just gross. And then these same broads want to say, I'm looking for love. I'm dating for love. And listen, if she couldn't love her baby father, who she created children with, why would you think, and this is to the simp, right? Why would you think you'll be able to come along and have a successful relationship with this type of broad? Do you think that's going to turn out well for you? You've seen her, you know for a fact she turned on another dude. The one that she had children. Listen, that's the most important thing a female can ever do. Birth your children. That's the most important job that she can ever do. And she did it and ended up hating the guy afterwards. So you think you putting a little ring on her finger? What does that mean? What does that mean? Is that more important than the other guy? Come on, man. Just think about it. So you literally just setting your own self up for failure. Why? Because she got some cheeks? Because she give good dome? This is where your self-esteem lacks. This is where you believe that you belong, the level that you believe that you deserve. You're going to deal with a single mother. And every time you deal with a single mother, she's always like, I'm dating with purpose. Like, single mothers are always all of a sudden so serious about dating. They want to date with purpose and all this BS. And shorty, you already have kids. The nigga, you were supposed to date with purpose even before the children. Right? That way your children have a father because you would have had a husband. Why are you dating with purpose only after the kids? And then you only dating with purpose because them kids is wearing you out. You can't handle going to work and paying all these bills. Even with the low child support payment, you still struggling. Because you have growing children and they have growing appetites and their clothes is growing. You know, I mean, their body is growing, so they need new clothes. And, you know, you may need a new apartment that costs more, right? Your bills is more. Your living expenses is more. Everything's more. And it's just increasing. The older they get, the more they're going to want nicer things. They start getting to high school, they're going to want nicer clothes because their classmates have nicer clothes. So you can't really handle it. So that dating with purpose is really just a desperation phrase. You dating because you're struggling and you need someone to come save you. Listen, dating in America is over, man. I'm here to tell you. There's nowhere you could look in America. Listen to me. I done lived in the Midwest. I'm from the East Coast. And I done lived on the West Coast. If you think you gonna, and between these three coasts, even though I never lived in the South, I've dated women from the South. If you think you're gonna find some needle in a haystack anywhere in America, I got some bad news for you, bro. It's not out here. It is not. You may find a chick that may be able to pretend for a year or two until a text message come through and you get a peek at her phone and you like, what? Like, a lot of guys don't realize they just living a lie, right? Especially those secure guys that feel like, okay, I'm never going to check a phone. You going to live with a bro for 2 years. You don't even know who you dealing with. You going to work and she's talking to another guy like that's her actual boyfriend. She like, as soon as you go to work, oh yeah, he went to work. Yeah, come through. Yeah. Can you give me the ice cream from the store? Can you buy me that? And the nigga coming through, bringing her food, nailing her, breaking her out the frame, sparking her up. They smoking gas, right? Drinking. Like, shorty literally living 2 different relationships at once. She has multiple relationships while she's with you. And you just so secure that you just, you know, you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want... Listen, I don't suggest, man, check phones, right? But I believe all men should check at least 5 phones in his life. Just so you could see what I saw. You know what I mean? You have to know the truth, man. If you just hear people talk about it, it's hard for your mind to really believe that it's as grim as it actually is. But if you was to check at least 5 females' phone and consistently see that they all cheat, all of them, I don't care what type of, they're all cheating, bro. They're all sneaking and talking to another guy. And 9 times out of 10, it is multiple. It's never just one. They never just know one other guy. These females got 40 and 50 bodies. It's never just one guy. It's like 3 or 4. Right? Flirting and all this. Like, you have to see it for yourself. I don't suggest you, like, check phones your whole life, but you have to do it at least 3, 4, 5 times just to see consistently they all cheat. You have to see it for yourself. And it has to be by choice, never by force. If a chick don't want to give you the phone right then and there, you already know what she's doing. Isn't that obvious? Right? Oh yeah, you don't pay my bill yet. That's your answer right there. She's doing some BS. But I believe all men need to see that for themselves. Otherwise, you'll never believe anything I'm telling you. But I done dealt with women all over the United States. I done dealt with women in random states, just driving through, flame up the Tinder or something, or some type of dating app while I'm in a hotel and meet a chick. I done hit chicks in Wisconsin, Iowa, weird states. You know what I'm saying? Like, I traveled a lot. So I could tell you about these 3 or 4s better than a lot of dudes, because a lot of these dudes just local. You just been in this one city your whole life. I done been in multiple cities, man. I done went through Chicago, all of that, man. Ohio, Indiana. I done been through there. Montana, I done been through there, man. So I could tell you about all these hoes, man. BigTimTheGreat, man. This is why you come and listen to a nigga like me, man. I actually got the knowledge and experience. I seen it for myself. I'm in Wisconsin breaking a chick in half. She telling me about her starting the OnlyFans. Come on, man. Like, listen, man. But listen, man. I still like to say, it doesn't matter how you feel about it. It doesn't matter what you believe in. If you can't find a female in America or not, I'm telling you from firsthand player experience that majority of the women that you will encounter will cheat on you.